young stud who's 20 years old who marries like a 50-year-old woman. Is he really a villain?
Yes, he is a villain. Buongiorno, freaks and geeks, and welcome to another MKH reaction. And today we're not going to be political. We've done enough politics to last us a week at least. But instead, we're going to be going with my good friends over at Dating Beyond Borders. Love it, Dating Beyond Borders. Today's video is, which, to be honest, I haven't done this type of video, well, reacted to this type of video for a very long time. Truth or myth? North Africans react to stereotypes, and in brackets we've got Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, etc. So what etc. I could only think of is Libya. So yeah, we've got Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, etc. So etc. would be Libya. Would Egypt be counted as North Africa? I gotta be honest, I need to look more at a map. And when I think of North Africa, I only think of like 5 countries at most. Also, another thing when I think about North Africa, I just think about the Romans fighting Hannibal, like all those like centuries ago, and Hannibal just coming over on boats with elephants. That's what I think of North. Obviously, North Africa is not like that right now. It's for the most part very nice. I always get told good things, especially about Morocco. So I need to probably go to Morocco and just like, yeah, see what the 411 is. But with that being said, without further ado, let's get into this video. Before I press play, please be sure to like and subscribe, and tell me in the comments below, have you ever been to a North African country? And are all North African countries Arab? Well, Arab, well, ethnically Arab, but I'm sure they're all religiously Muslim as well, isn't it? So let's see. This will be interesting because, to be honest, I haven't seen a lot of North Africans on Dating Beyond Borders, because obviously you're talking about dating, and if you're talking about the ethnicity of being Arab and the religious being Muslim, you're not really going to be openly talking about your dating lifestyle, like who you've kissed, like who you've dated and stuff like that, because you usually save that to marriage. So I'm happy that they've expanded their pantheon of participants. But let's get into this.
I don't think you should ask that question.
Also, let me just change my positioning because I think there's subtitles in this video. So yeah, let's go. Okay. Many North African men marry foreign women for visa purposes. But, well, of course, like America has a whole series on it.
Okay, okay, let's go.
When I go to hug you, don't tell me no.
It's not even a stereotype. That's facts, sir.
It's happened. I'm not saying that.
So yeah, Egypt is North African. I knew it. I knew it. So these two guys are from Egypt. Malak and Ali. Nice.
That's the truth of North African men, but I will say it has happened.
So yeah, these two are from Morocco. Tight.
Yes, sometimes.
Everybody who's not in the first world.
Ah. So the guy on the left's from Libya, and the guy on the right's from Sudan. I would never have counted Sudan as North African. I would have counted them as East African, even though I would have counted Egypt as East African as well. Well, kind of contradicts what I said earlier, but yeah, I would have placed them more at the East. Also, like Sudan, Somalia, Ethiopia, I would count them as East African, not Anyway, let's see what this guy has to say.
Yes, sometimes.
Everybody who's not in the first world marries women and men for visa purposes.
Let's be honest. Listen,
it's all about coming to the first world.
You try living in there.
Okay, so yeah, essentially that's a great point. Like, try living in the developing world where you're saddled with debt. Like, if you look at lots of countries in Africa, you're saddled with debt for some reason. Also, you don't own any of your natural resources, so like diamonds, gold, oil, and stuff like that. It's crazy. Safa's from Tunisia, and Omar from Algeria.
Coming to the first world.
You try living in there.
Not only men, actually even women.
And not only North Africans, all over the world.
Oh, but okay, come on, man. Like the question, we're questioning North Africans right here because the whole segment's about North Africans. So don't get too sensitive, okay? Just take it a bit lightheartedly.
Doing who a favor? A young stud who's 20 years old who marries like a 50-year-old woman. Is he really a villain?
Yes, he is a villain. What are you talking about? You got to the villain. Especially if he blows her back out. Yes, he is a villain.
Story, like in the news. And 28-year-old man married an 85-year-old British woman. He was an Egyptian man. He married an 85-year-old British woman.
It's a love story, guys. Just don't go far. Hey, back off. Let the man take his visa. Who cares?
He ends up here carrying 2 Uber Eats cubes.
Exactly.
Double the work as anybody else. Who's working hard on this guy? And
like,
he's dealing with this old lady.
Exactly.
Giving her what she needs. This guy's busy. Don't worry about his visa.
Homeless people? There's no Arab homeless.
Don't worry about his visa.
We'll fucking ride a bike, a scooter to deliver Uber Eats. And so
it'll make the country a better
We're not a liability. So let us just hook up with a 50-year-old lady.
But we are marrying for visas, though.
I guess like there's always that idea, like in Europe, there's a better way of life because you get like social insurance.
Yeah, not only that, like a lot of European countries actually colonized North African countries or waged proxy wars in those countries. And yeah, I guess also enabled the refugee crisis that we have now in Europe. So yeah, it's multi-layered.
In an equal world, people wouldn't do that, right? So
I thought it was true as well. I said that was facts. But yeah, it's not only, it's anyone. Men, women, dogs. They all want to get married to someone in a developed country for the visa to come over. Yeah. North Africans are Arabs. I would say that's true. I don't think you have to be from the Middle East to be Arab. I really don't think so. Obviously not all of North Africans are Arabs. North Africans are also black, like in Sudan. But yeah, I'll say it's true.
It's a really hard conversation and discussion.
Egyptians will say they're Arab all day. Moroccans, they got the deep in French. They would say they're more Arab than a Sudani because it's like a complexion thing too.
Majority is Arabic in North Africa, but we have other ethnicities like Berbers.
We have like almost 60%.
The real truth is that we are Berber because we were here like before the Arabs.
You really are ruffling some feathers right now.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna hold you accountable for anything that happens.
True and false. So it's basically neither. I don't understand. I would. But then again, who am I? I'm not North African or Arab. So how can I tell them? But I would have thought they were Arabs. A lot of them. Like, yeah. North African men are super dominant type. True. Like, what are we even talking about here? Yes. Yes. Men are dominant.
I don't think you should ask that question to a woman.
Truth.
Yeah, it's true.
Next question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course it is. Like, why is he saying yeah? Like, look at his dominant stance on the seat right there. The guy, if he spreads his legs anymore, he'll be doing like a sitting up splits or something. Like, why does his legs have to be that wide? That's really odd. Like, just to be a counterbalance to the female contributor who's like proper like petite with her legs crossed. Like, this guy's like just open his legs like, ugh.
Definitely.
If we're talking, like, there's a large percentage of them are, in my experience.
I agree.
I don't think it's their fault. I think they have to be that way.
They won't let the woman like take the errands, for example. Stuff like they don't cook. It's for women.
The macho stuff is in there deep. The kind of like ownership stuff in relationships is in there deep.
Yeah.
They're very like possessive and they get very jealous. So it's like if you have other guy friends or stuff, it's like, who's this guy? Why are you going out with him?
Not gonna lie, I don't like my significant other having male friends. What does that male friend want with you? What's the ultimate gain of that male friend? That is a bit wild though.
But I think other than that, they're good. They're very spoiled too.
Yeah, I just think there's a lot of pressure for men to deliver results, deliver money. Sometimes becomes very toxic.
We need to definitely like encourage vulnerability in North African countries.
Well, slowly changing with the new generation. That's good. It's slowly changing. But yeah, I said that was true. But then again, like, what country or region are men not just a real dominant factor? You go to America, you have men deciding on when women can have abortions. Does that sound like a society where women have the upper hand? Okay, North African women are submissive and obedient. I'm going to say false. Because just because the men are dominant doesn't automatically mean the women are submissive and obedient. It just means you probably just have a fiery relationship. But yeah, let's see. I say false. Because I've met some North African women. Oh my days. Oh my.
Oh, false. I think like North African women are very strong.
False. I wouldn't say so.
Not as much as like people like to think.
I think women are very feisty and angry in North Africa. I mean, obviously, like I'm biased, right? Because I'm one of the feisty ones. But I see a lot of women who are very assertive in their own way.
No, it's a myth.
I think it's the truth. Again, you cannot take one close and admit it of the whole North of Africa. It's not possible because we are different countries. But I do believe that does exist in some areas in Tunisia itself. So yeah,
the perception of like being a woman and not being able to do things, patriarchal ideas like the woman can get an education or whatnot. So the fact that the women have to deal with that every day, like it's quite impressive.
It's a cultural stuff. Even sometimes if women they do refuse it, it's side of them. They do believe in it and they practice it unconsciously. I mean, even talk about myself, it's because it's in there.
We're improving for sure. Like it's a modern aspect, but like you still see people with this mentality, unfortunately.
Women are kind of more focusing on their career and kind of prioritizing that over marriage. It's not as bad as it used to be.
Yeah, like female doctors are super common in Sudan.
Absolutely.
Super common.
Well, I'd hope so, because it'd be pretty weird if we just had a bunch of male gynecologists in. Not that, of course, there's male gynecologists, but if every single gynecologist in Sudan was a man, I would start questioning that industry very much.
By women, that's like in the previous elections.
This is why there's a lot of divorces there, because women know their rights right now.
I would have said it's false. But hey, who am I? Not North African or Arab. Just a dumb Westerner in my stupid developed country. North African, I'll tell you.
We got to talk about that, my brother. That's not acceptable.
Do you think they would have asked? I don't know if they've done this for Ireland, whether they had different people from Ireland. Do you think in a million years they would ever ask the Irish contributors are Irish people terrorists? Because you know that there is this group called the IRA, and they happen to be Irish, but you never associate all Irish people with them. And also, what we're talking about terrorists, so even if you're looking at the biggest terror attacks that happened, well, not was it big, but yeah, you look at the terror attacks, especially with the American embassies. Was that in Kenya? I think Nairobi. Even that was done by people from the Middle East. The 9/11 attacks were done by men from Saudi Arabia. So this is completely false. This is just such a provocative question. What the hell?
No.
Exactly. Like, you posing this question to them, like you trying to catch these hands. Like you're trying to catch hands for no reason. Like I'd have threw my shoe. That's something they should do. A big insult in, I think is it more to do with Islam than anything else? Like the bottom of the foot, like showing your bottom of the foot is the biggest insult, and basically throwing your shoe at someone is akin to, like, I don't know, like sticking your finger in their mother's booty or something. Like that is so disrespectful. I would have thought one of these guys would have took off their shoe and threw it at the interview.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
What is this? Is this a joke?
Yeah.
Whoever said that?
True.
That's very true.
That's pretty true.
No, it's not.
If anything, like if you were over to look at the statistics, there's more terrorist attacks happening in our countries than in like Western countries.
Like there's a bigot watching this, like
it was like, I knew that.
Wait, 13%. Wherever they do this poll beforehand, so as you can see, the prediction was, and I think they do this on Instagram, 30% of the people believed North African were terrorists. Jesus, what type of world do we live in? North Africans are white. But that's a stupid question, because guess what? We've just established that they are and are not Arabs, and Arabs have never been white. Arabs will never be white, even by Western standards. They're never going to be white. Like, you can have white passing Arabs, but they're never going to be white.
Both.
I love how they had a close-up. They had a close-up of your boy from Sudan. North Africans are white. Both? Okay, she needs to explain her working out. Like, it's like when you do a math question and you just do the answer, and the answer doesn't look correct, but you need to see the working out to see how that person got there.
I would say, like, yes, they are white, but like not all of them.
If you go to the north of Morocco, they're very, very white.
That's pale. That's pale. That's not white.
I like those gorgeous green blue eyes.
In the south, you'll find like black people.
The more you go south of Morocco, the darker you get.
I call myself brown, but we're not brown.
No, I think it's a myth because North Africans come from so many different backgrounds. Like my dad's family have a Turkish descent.
My family too.
I would agree. It's false. Okay, what is the one stereotype about your country you find annoying? Maybe that you try to call them terrorists?
Libyans, because other Arab countries fear us, so they don't really tell us what they think of us.
That we Arab.
Within the Arab community, like sometimes they think Moroccans, like we're not Arabs.
I was talking to someone who was Canadian. He was saying like, yeah, I would never hire an Egyptian person for a job. And I'm like, why? He's like, you guys are too emotional.
You guys are too emotional. That's funny. Oh gosh, who isn't emotional?
Listen, yes, we're emotional, But we're very hard workers.
For Sudani people, it's definitely the laziness, not driven thing. That goes deep. That's always like, oh, that zone is this. And there's a lot of lazy Sudanis I know, okay?
There's a lot of lazy people from everywhere. Like, that's not even a thing. That's why lazy exists in every language, because you have lazy in every single culture. It's not like there's no lazy people in Russia.
Yeah, right? I'm not saying we're not lazy at all.
Any guy speaking Arabic thing, like we were linking that to terrorism or terror in general, it's just, you know, a narrative that unfortunately happened after 9/11.
But those guys are from Saudi Arabia. What's it got to do with Egypt? What? That's weird.
It's super hard to get it back because of just the way it's been portrayed, and it's a generation right now that has that mentality. So it's up to us to kind of rewire that narrative.
What is one thing you want the world to know about your country? This should be interesting. Also, where's the quiz? Are we not doing the quiz anymore? I would like the quiz. Like, this country is known for golden parrots. Like, I want to do that quiz.
Like the Western Sahara is ours.
We are so fun, and we party harder than anyone else.
Hey, I need to go to Egypt. I need to go to Egypt if they party hard like that. I party hard as well. I'm going to look at flights to Egypt.
And Egyptian youth, the new generation.
Egyptian youth are so strong, they're so smart, they're so driven.
Sudanis like to laugh. You know what I mean? They're not confrontational people. You're going to hear them shit talk before you hear them like go up to a guy and be like, you know what I mean?
It's location basically because it's on the border of the beach all over the country. We have Sahara, we have the beaches. It's a rich country. So guys, welcome anytime.
You can see the art everywhere, like in the food, traditional clothes.
The architecture.
Libyan people were very generous. Even if you don't want our generosity, we will abduct you and force you to stay the night and feed you.
Okay, isn't Libya the place where they have like all the like secret slavery going on right now? So I don't know if that's appropriate to say we would abduct you as a contribution on this Dating Beyond Borders video. I'm sure it is. That's weird. So they're great at abduction in Libya. We've got confirmation of that now.
Like, well, the biggest challenge from North America or your life for me was seeing someone fall down and like, hey, no, you don't touch until the ER comes. No, that's not how we work.
There's something about our culture that teaches us to just be so kind and just be human. And I just love that in a world with social media where it just like dehumanizes a lot of things. Our culture teaches us to be human.
Hey guys.
So that was the video. I think I'm gonna have to get a North African wife now. Like, I don't know about you, but yeah, all of the female contributors to that were lovely. They gave great representations of their country. Egypt likes to party hard, so I'm going there next. Tell me in the comments what you thought of that video. Should they continue down this trend of speaking to North African people and just getting them in more videos? Like, all these guys are fantastic. To be honest, I'm gonna break it. I'm going to be honest and open with you right now. The last few Dating Beyond Borders videos weren't my favorite. They were doing the sketches heavy. I'm glad they've gone back to this format. I love the truth or myth. I wish they did the quiz as well. It's a shame they didn't. But yeah, I enjoyed this video. Tell me what you thought about it down in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.